If you are interested in obtaining a more natural sound when you speak in American English, there is one thing that is crucial. Okay, there's lots of things, but one of the things that's going to help a lot is trying to connect your words together, linking. You may or may not be doing it in your speech. My guess is you actually are, but you're not aware maybe of all the things that are actually happening. So today I want to walk you through 3 techniques that native speakers use to achieve linking that you can start doing on your own too. And in fact, these are things that you can use inside of our shadowing videos because we're going to be looking at examples from our last shadowing video put on the channel. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to Chain Reaccent. We look at short little phrases and show you how to make them sound more natural in American English. To guide you in this process, there's me. Hello, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. One of the 4 keys to a natural sound in American English, including placement, pitch, breath, and trying to weaken your consonant sounds and strengthen your vowels. Let's take a look at our clip to see what strategies for linking we are going to be tackling first.
But I can't because the Airbnb's under my name. But I can't because the Airbnb's under my name.
All right, so that first strategy that we're going to be taking a look at is one that you may have already heard of before. It's a flap T or fast D sound. This is going to happen when you have a vowel sound followed by a T, followed by another vowel sound. So in this case, in the clip, we see this in the very first thought group. We have the words but I. So notice what's happening here. So we have a schwa sound in the word but. It's like but, and then we have this vowel sound I. And this T is thrown right there in the middle. What are we going to do about it? Well, instead of saying but I, where it's really choppy, you can really hear that breath on that T, right? But I. What we're going to do instead is we're going to use what's called, again, a fast D or a flap T sound. So it's going to sound more like a letter D pronounced very quickly because there's vowels all around it. So instead of saying but I, it's going to be more like but I, but I, but I. Listen again and see him doing that.
But I can't because the Airbnb's.
You can hear that right there at the beginning. But I can't. But I can't. And you might be like, man, this is happening really fast. Why is this going so fast? Because the stress is on the word can't. So we're going to do that first part very, very fast. But I can't. But I can't. You don't need to say, but I can't. It's way too slow. Speed it up. But I can't. But there's other things with linking that are going on in this clip. Take a look at the second thought group and see if you can guess what I'm going to refer to.
But I can't because the Airbnb's under my name. But I can't because the Airbnb's under my name.
I want you to listen to how he says because and the. How does he get from because onto the?
But I can't because the Airbnb's under my name.
Notice that he is not saying because the, because that'd be really choppy, right? It can be hard to go from a Z sound to that TH. Because the, that's especially true if you're putting your tongue in between your teeth. Because the, that's my least favorite position for a TH. It works, but it's really clunky and it's hard to get across. So instead, I recommend some light contact with your bottom front tooth or your top front tooth. So instead of doing like, because the, so instead of doing the more, either the notes, you can't really see my tongue much, or against my bottom front tooth, okay. I see a question here about an R sound, just talking about the fast D really quick. So instead of burai, a fast D sound is similar to an R, but it's not exactly the same thing. Okay, a lot of this has to do kind of with the back of the tongue, because the very back of your tongue's going to be a little bit lower than it would be for a fast D sound. Okay, so I really recommend keeping especially the back of your tongue down more. So it's not really burai, it's but I. Can you hear that difference? Burai. That's with an R sound versus but I. Do you hear how much clearer the sound comes across if I don't use an R sound? So I don't really recommend using an R because it's not quite the same sound. Okay, it's similar, but not quite the same. So again, going back to linking from because and the. So one thing that we're going to find out with the th sound very often in American English, if you listen to native speakers talk, is that they actually really reduce it and make it sound very, very weak, and sometimes even remove it altogether. Listen again to how we get from because to the.
But I can't because the Airbnb's under my name.
Did it because the Airbnb, because the Airbnb. So he's not saying because the Airbnb. No, he's saying because the Airbnb, because the Airbnb. So it's really kind of just taking because and then linking the Z sound on because onto the schwa on thus. Like because the Airbnb, because the Airbnb. And this works because the Z sound and the TH, they're very similar sounds. They're not the same sound, but they're similar enough. And when that happens, I can get away with not pronouncing each consonant sound super, super clearly. Okay? They say thank you for that. No, thank you for asking the question. We appreciate questions. They're very helpful. We grow together. Okay? So notice again, it's not because the, he's saying because the Airbnb. He's just linking that Z sound onto the schwa sound on the.
But I can't because the Airbnb's under my name.
Because the Airbnb. The other reason this works too is because the word because is not really stressed, and the is not really stressed. The stress is all Airbnb. So because of that, I'm going to say because and the, I'm going to say them fast. I'm going to say them weak. I'm going to go down in pitch because I don't want them to be distracting. I'm focused on the stress. Because the Airbnb, which actually leads us to our final point that we want to take a look at. See if towards the end of the second and third thought group, if you can hear what I'm going to mention for linking.
But I can't because the Airbnb's under my name.
Okay, so one of the things we're going to see there, thought groups. Okay, you can see each thought group is separated by the slashes. Why this is important? A lot of times students think that thought groups are very independent. When I stop one thought group, I really pause and I move on to the next. But that's not really how people talk. Just because a thought group ends doesn't mean I'm going to break up my flow. What we're going to see instead is that I'm going to link my thought groups together. So notice that he says Airbnbs, and then the next word is under. Even though it's a new thought group, that Z sound Airbnb is going to link onto the sound and under. So even though they're two separate thought groups, we keep flowing. Don't stop. Don't pause. Just keep going. Listen how he says Airbnb's under.
But I can't because the Airbnb's under my name.
Hear that? Airbnb's under my name. Airbnb's under my name. So just keep the breath flowing with that linking. Okay, guys. So those are your three little tips for linking words together with the fast D sound, with linking similar consonants together like a TH and a Z, and then linking consonants onto vowels even across thought groups. If, by the way, you enjoyed this sort of analysis, I just want to give you another heads up that we have a workshop coming up, which if you're interested in pitch, you're trying to get better at your pitch patterns. You know, I'll try to show you what words are stressed and go higher in pitch, what words go lower. You need these things in order to achieve a natural sound. And the problem is, I'll be honest, if you're learning American English, there's a really good chance the range of pitches you're using is a little limited. I'll give you a quick test. Can you say, wow? And when you do that, do you go as high as I go? Do you also go as low as I go? See, like, ooh, wow. Ooh, are you able to hit all of those notes? And if you're not, then this workshop I think is going to be really helpful. We're doing it one on the 27th, and we're also doing one on the 20th of June. It's an hour-and-a-half workshop. Space is already limited. We have 5 seats who can be on screen with me, and actually, that's actually smaller. One of them only has 3 seats left, and one of them has 4 seats left. So just a heads up, we just opened for registration, and we're already running out. So if you're interested in joining us to learn more about pitch in American English, you can go to fluentamerican.com right there and join us on our workshop, because I would love to teach you more about how comedians and native speakers are using pitch to become more effective communicators. And honestly, you'll be able to use some of this in your first language too. So I'm really excited to teach it. With that, guys, keep practicing. Again, we're looking at different clips from our shadowing videos. Hopefully this helps you start to notice some different patterns in our videos. Once more, my name is Jeff. It runs with breath. This one, the 4 keys of natural sound: clue, placement, pitch, breath. Trying to weaken consonants, strengthen your vowel sounds. I will see you all later. Hope you have a good day, have a good night, and a good afternoon.